Namaste dear students, welcome back to Biomolecules video class 8. Dear students, in our last video class we come across regarding amino acids, classification of amino acids and properties of amino acids. Now let me focus on peptides and polypeptides. Today's concept, peptides and polypeptides, followed by proteins, classification of proteins, structure of protein and biological importance of proteins. So now peptides. What are peptides? Students, peptides are the short chain compounds of alpha amino acids. Peptides are the short chain compounds of alpha amino acids which are obtained by when carboxyl group of one amino acid reacts with amine group of another amino acid by eliminating a water molecule to form a peptide. Or dipeptide. That is, look at here. Let me consider the example. Let me consider glycine. A glycine. Okay. This is what a carboxyl group. This is the carboxyl group. Okay. Then here amine group. This is R group is H. When it reacts with alanine, what is the formula of alanine? What is the R group of alanine? That is CS3. So here NH2. Okay, look at now. The carboxyl group of one amino acid reacts with amine group of another amino acid to eliminate water molecule. Look at here. See, OH and one hydrogen. Let me show here like this. H2, NH2. Okay, NH2. So OH and H reacts to form what? HOH. That is water molecule, H2O. Then what is left? NH2C C double bond O. It links with what? Nitrogen of another amino acid. CH3 COOH. So this is what called peptide. Especially it is made up of two amino acid with one peptide bond. Hence it is also called dipeptide. Anyhow, glycine alanine, when they combine to form the compound glycyl alanine. So now what are peptides means? When carboxyl group of one amino acid reacts with amine group of another amino acid by eliminating water molecule to form a peptide or dipeptide. So now, of course, let me show you water molecule plus H2O. This water molecule I am showing here, H2O. So now, what is peptide bond? What is peptide bond? See, look at here. This is what the bond. The CONH bond. Otherwise, you can write it like this: C double bond O NH. The CONH bond or the amide bond formed between two amino acids. The amide bond formed between two amino acids by eliminating the water molecule. By by eliminating the water molecule is called peptide bond. Is called peptide bond. Otherwise, simply we can say the bond formed between two alpha amino acids by eliminating water molecule is called peptide bond. Next, then what is the meaning of dipeptide, tripeptide, tetrapeptide? Dipeptide, tripeptide, tetrapeptide, and similarly polypeptide. So what is the meaning of dipeptide? Already we got here. This is what dipeptide. And dipeptide made up of what? It is made up of two amino acids. It is made up of two amino acids with one peptide bond. So dipeptide is made up of two amino acids with one peptide bond. One peptide bond is called dipeptide. Now what is tripeptide? Tri means what? Three. It is made up of three amino acids. It is made up of three amino acids with two peptide bonds. With two peptide bonds. Look at, for example, let me show generally. Let me show generally here. Three amino acids. Let me write amino acid as AA. This is one amino acid, second amino acid, and third amino acid. How they combine each other? They combine through the peptide bond. They combine through the peptide bond. CONH bond is called peptide bond, isn't it? They combine through the peptide bond. So tripeptide, it made up of three amino acids and two peptide bonds, is called tripeptide. Tetrapeptide made up of four amino acid with three peptide bonds. With three peptide bonds is called tetrapeptide. Similarly, pentapeptide, hexapeptide, etc. Or more than that, we can call it as polypeptide. Polypeptide. Then what is the meaning of polypeptides? What are polypeptides? Polypeptides are those which are obtained by the condensation polymerization of large number of amino acids. Condensation polymerization of large number of amino acids are called polypeptides, whose molecular mass is less than 10,000 unified mass. Whose molecular mass is less than 10,000 unified mass are called polypeptides. Okay, and these polypeptides, at least they contain more than 100 amino acids in a chain. They contain more than 100, like this. See, this is made up of only two amino acids. Like that, more than 100 alpha amino acids will be there in a chain. That is called polypeptide. Okay, see, if the molecular mass is less than 10,000 unit, it is called polypeptide. If it is more than 10,000 unit, then it is called proteins. Then that will be called protein. Okay, now time to focus on what are proteins. What are proteins? Okay, students, next, proteins. Proteins. What is the meaning of proteins or define proteins? Of course, the term protein, it is derived from what? Greek. It is derived from Greek, that is proteus. Proteus means primary or prime importance means this is a chemical substance which is having prime importance in living organism. All the living system contains proteins. It is a prime important molecule for what? Growth and maintenance of the organism. So anyhow, what are proteins? Proteins are Proteins are the nitrogenous organic compounds. Proteins are the nitrogenous organic compounds. Nitrogenous organic compounds with high molecular mass. With high molecular mass. With high molecular mass. Which are obtained by the polymerization of alpha amino acids. Which are obtained by the polymerization of alpha amino acids are called proteins. So, what are proteins? Proteins are the nitrogenous organic compounds with high molecular mass. High molecular mass means how much? Of course, 10,000 unified mass to many millions. 10,000 unified mass to many millions. Of course, some proteins are there whose molecular mass is less than 10,000. They are also considered as proteins when they exhibit the specific property of protein. Okay, some polypeptides are there. Even their molecular mass is less than 10,000. They are also referred as a protein when they show a specific property of protein. Okay. So next, with high molecular mass, which are obtained by the polymerization, especially condensation polymerization of alpha amino acids, are called proteins. And these proteins play an important role in normal maintenance and growth of all the living system. A normal maintenance and growth of all the living system, they require a prime compound, a prime chemical compound, that is protein. Now, example for proteins. Example for proteins. What are the example for proteins? You can remember your ears. The ear contain what? The skin contain what? The nails contain what? That is keratin. Keratin is the example for what? A protein which is present in the ears, nail, skin, even in wool, isn't it? Okay. Then next you remember blood. Blood contains what? Hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is also example for protein. Then you remember what? Egg. Egg contain what? That is albumin. Egg albumin. Egg albumin is also example for protein. Similarly, myosin present in the muscles, it is also a protein. Similarly, collagen, immunoglobulin, enzymes, even enzymes are also a proteins. Not only enzymes, even hormones also an example for proteins. So these are some few examples for what? Proteins. Now let us focus on classification of proteins. Proteins are classified. Proteins are classified into two broad classification. The two broad classification of proteins. One is based on the shape and structure. The two broad classification of proteins. One is classification of proteins. Classification of proteins. The two broad classification of proteins. First one is based on shape and structure. Based on shape and structure. Another broad classification, second one, based on composition. Based on composition of protein, or otherwise you can refer hydrolysis also. Based on hydrolysis or composition. See, first broad classification. Based on shape and structure, proteins are classified into two types. Proteins are classified into two types. What are those? Of course, first one, that is fibrous protein. Fibrous proteins. and second one globular proteins. Globular proteins. Globular proteins. Okay. Then what are fibrous proteins? What are fibrous protein? The name only indicates fibers. These are the protein which are thread-like structure. The proteins which are having thread-like structure, the proteins which are having thread-like structure and they are insoluble in water. And they are insoluble in water are called fibrous proteins. See, especially these thread-like structure, they align themselves in parallelly. They align themselves in parallel to each other through the hydrogen bonding. Through the hydrogen bonding between the two parallel chains, it exhibits what? Hydrogen bonding or disulfide bond. Okay, and it forms what? Fiber. It forms a fiber-like structure. So that's what these are called, a thread-like structure protein. These are the thread-like structure which are insoluble in water. Okay. Example for fibrous protein. Example for fibrous protein. That is, you can remember your fiber. That is air contain what? Keratin, collagen, etc. Next, globular proteins. Globular proteins. Name only indicates the proteins which are having spherical shaped. The spherical shaped proteins are called globular proteins. The spherical shaped proteins are called globular proteins which are soluble in water. These proteins are soluble in water. Soluble in water. Example for globular proteins. Globular means these are having thread-like structure, these are having water. Spherical shape like this. The proteins which are having spherical shape. So hence we can imagine what? Egg albumin. Egg albumin you can imagine. Otherwise hemoglobin. Globin, globular, hemoglobin. Then enzymes. All the enzymes are also example for what? Globular proteins, etc. So this is what about a classification of protein based on shape and structure. Now let me focus on the second major classification, that is based on composition or hydrolysis. Proteins are classified based on composition, otherwise on hydrolysis. These are classified into three types. That is, first one, simple proteins. Second one, conjugated proteins. And third one, derived proteins. So three types based on the composition. Let me go with first one, simple proteins. What are simple proteins? See, the proteins upon hydrolysis means when you add water plus few drops of dilute hydrochloric acid, okay, protein under hydrolysis to form only alpha amino acids. It forms only alpha amino acids. Okay, the proteins upon hydrolysis, they give only alpha amino acids. They are called simple proteins because they are composed of only alpha amino acid. That is all the two terms. Composition. These proteins are composed of only alpha amino acid Hence, on hydrolysis, they give only alpha amino acids. Then example for simple proteins. Example for simple protein is keratin. Alpha keratin or simply keratin. Example. Then conjugated proteins. The name only indicates what are conjugated proteins. Second one, conjugated proteins. Conjugated proteins. See, these proteins upon hydrolysis, the protein upon hydrolysis, they yield alpha amino acids plus prosthetic group means, okay, focus on composition now. Conjugated proteins means conjugate, they are made up of what? Alpha amino acids and prosthetic group. These two together it forms what? Protein. That protein is called conjugated protein. So that's what, upon hydrolysis they yield a more number of alpha amino acids and prosthetic group. Now what is the meaning of prosthetic group? A non-protein part, a non-protein group is called prosthetic group. Example, let me write here example for conjugated proteins: glycoprotein, hemoglobin, nucleoproteins, phosphoproteins, etc. For example, if I take a hemoglobin, upon hydrolysis it gives alpha amino acid plus what? Iron. Heme, it contains iron. Okay, that's what is the example. Similarly, glycoprotein, it gives carbohydrate plus, it gives amino acid plus carbohydrate. Glycoprotein. If I take nucleoprotein, it gives alpha amino acid plus nucleic acid. Similarly, phosphoprotein, it gives amino acid plus phosphoric acid. That is what about conjugated proteins. Next one, derived proteins. The name only indicates what are derived proteins. See, these proteins, they are derived from simple proteins or conjugated proteins. The proteins which are derived from simple proteins or conjugated proteins by the partial hydrolysis or heating are called derived proteins. Means these proteins are obtained from the simple proteins or conjugated protein by partial hydrolysis or by heating are called derived proteins. Example for derived proteins is cooked egg albumin. Example, cooked egg albumin. See, egg albumin is example for simple protein. Okay, when you go for heating, when you cook it, it becomes a white mass. That is what? Cooked egg albumin. It is example for what? Derived protein, because cooked egg albumin is obtained from egg albumin by boiling or by heating partially. Hence it is example for derived proteins. Hence students, this is what regarding the classification of proteins. Okay students, next concept is structure of proteins. Structure of proteins. Structure of proteins. As we know, proteins exhibits a three-dimensional complex structure. Proteins exhibits a three-dimensional complex structure, hence it is not easy to study the structure of protein. Hence it is studied in 4 levels. Structure of protein is studied in 4 levels. Structure of protein is studied in 4 levels. Level 1, first level, that is primary structure. primary structure of protein. Secondary structure of protein. Tertiary structure of protein and quaternary structure of protein. Quaternary structure of protein. Okay, that is protein exhibits a three-dimensional complex structure, hence it is studied in 4 levels: primary structure, secondary structure and quaternary structure. Secondary, tertiary and quaternary structure. So now let us focus on first level, primary structure of protein. Then what the primary structure of protein describes? The primary structure of the protein describes the sequence of the amino acid. The sequence of the amino acids. The sequence of the amino acids in a protein chain. In a protein or protein chain. Okay. The primary structure of the protein referred as, it describes what? It describes the sequence of amino acid in a protein chain. As we know, proteins are made up of a chain of amino acids. Correct? Means how these amino acids are arranged in a sequence. These amino acids are arranged in a particular sequence through the peptide bond formation. Through the peptide bond. The sequence of amino acid, it refers to as primary structure of protein. It also involves peptide bonds. It also involves what? Peptide bond. It also involves peptide bond. The formation of new peptide bond or the breakage of the peptide bond, it changes the primary structure of protein. So keep in the mind, primary structure of protein describes the sequence of the amino acid in a protein. Okay? The formation of new peptide bond, otherwise breakage of the peptide bond, it changes the primary structure of the protein. It changes the property of the protein. So that is what about primary structure of protein. Or example, if you want, is glycine, serine, cysteine. So like that, a sequence, a particular amino acid sequence will be there, alanine. Okay, through the peptide bond. So study of this sequence with refer with primary structure of protein. Okay. For example, if I break this bond, peptide bond, it changes what? Property of the protein. It changes the primary structure of the protein as well as also property of the protein. So hence, formation of new peptide bond or breakage of the peptide bond, it changes the property of the protein. So this is what about a primary structure of protein. And now secondary structure of protein. What is secondary structure of protein? Students, secondary structure of protein describes the shape of the protein. The shape of the protein. The shape of the protein in which a long polypeptide chain exists. A long polypeptide chain exists. So what the secondary structure of protein describes? The secondary structure of the protein describes the shape of the protein. It focuses on the shape. It focuses on the shape of the protein in which a long polypeptide chain exists. A long polypeptide chain exists. Means especially it focuses on the local folding of polypeptide backbone. See, primary structure, just let me show in the form of spherical. These are what? Amino acids. Okay, they are made up of, they are bonded with what? Peptide bond. Okay, the folding of this polypeptide backbone, the local folding of the polypeptide backbone, it gives rise to what? Secondary structure of protein. Secondary structure of protein, secondary shape of the protein. It exists in what? Two shapes. It exists in two shapes. One is alpha helix and another one is beta pleated sheet. It exists in two shapes. One is alpha helix shape, another is beta pleated sheet like structure. And also secondary structure of protein also refers to a formation of what? Hydrogen bonding. It also describes regarding the stabilization of the structure. How this secondary structure is stabilized means due to the formation of hydrogen bonding. Formation of hydrogen bonding between carbonyl group of one amino acid and NH group of another amino acid. Between the carbonyl group of one amino acid and NH group of another amino acid. So it gives us to what? Two shapes. One is alpha helix, another is beta pleated sheet. Let me show the diagram of alpha helix and beta pleated sheet. Okay students, look at here. This is what about the structure of alpha helix and this is the structure of beta pleated sheet. First focus on the alpha helical structure here. That is a secondary structure of the protein. It refers with the two molecular shapes. One is alpha helix, another is beta pleated. Look at here. In case of alpha helix structure, this is like this. The helical structure. See, the helical structure is stabilized. Due to the hydrogen bonding between NH of one amino acid and carbonyl of another amino acid. Look at here, it forms a hydrogen bonding like this. Due to this hydrogen bonding, the helical structure is stabilized, and this hydrogen bonding takes place between NH of one amino acid and carbonyl of what? Another amino acid. Between these two, hydrogen bonding takes place. Okay? See, same thing let me show here. And this hydrogen bonding takes place, especially think that this is the amino acid residue number 1. Next, second amino acid, third amino acid and fourth amino acid. The C double bond O, carbonyl group of fourth amino acid, NH group of first amino acid, they form what? Hydrogen bonding. Again it repeats. Next amino acid, let me consider 1. Next, second, third and fourth amino acid. They form what? Again hydrogen bonding. Same thing let me show here. See, look at here. This is the first amino acid molecule. First amino acid. I have shown with yellow color. Next, second amino acid. Okay, white color. Third amino acid, yellow color. Fourth, white color. Fifth, sixth, seventh, and this is the seventh one. Okay, look at now. Sorry, this should be color should change. White color. This is a continuation with the 8th amino acid. Look at now. Let me consider this is the first amino acid. So in first amino acid, NH. This hydrogen links with what? 4th amino acid residue. 4th amino acid residue containing carbonyl group. Look at here. First amino acid, second amino acid, third amino acid, and this is the 4th amino acid. First amino acid NH group makes a hydrogen bonding with carbonyl group of what? 4th amino acid. Again next, let me consider this is the first amino acid now. Next, second, third, now this is the 4th amino acid. It continues. Okay. Now hydrogen bonding between what? First amino acid, that is carbonyl group. Carbonyl group and NH of what? Another amino acid. So this is what the alpha helical structure of what? protein, the secondary structure of protein. Of course, I should get still a proper shape. So anyhow, this is how the alpha helical structure of protein is stabilized. Is because due to the hydrogen bonding between NH of one amino acid residue and carbonyl group of another amino acid residue in a same sequence. Now let us focus on beta pleated sheet. What is this beta pleated sheet like structure? See, the polypeptide chain, it coils itself, or the folding of the polypeptide chain on itself, it forms what? Beta pleated sheet, where the polypeptide chains are lying side by side parallelly. They lie side by side parallelly. Otherwise, we can compare with what? A folded drapery. A folded drapery means, for example, you can consider window screen. Window screen you consider. Just I am comparing here. Consider the window screen. Just you push one side. Push the screen one side. It folds now. You can see the foldings. Okay. Similarly, here also. The polypeptide chains are folded on itself and they are lying side by side. Both are held together by the hydrogen bonding. Between, as usual, between the NH and carbonyl group. Let me show here. That is carbonyl group of one amino acid. It forms hydrogen bonding with what? NH of another amino acid. And these two polypeptide chains are held together by hydrogen bonding. Similarly like this here also. Between NH and O, just to show what? Hydrogen bonding. The formation of hydrogen bonding, they are held together. Otherwise, even you can imagine this one. For example, look at here. Just I am showing an example here. So this is a kerchief, okay? When I stretch this one, you can see a foldings. Okay, you can see a foldings now. In between, can you see foldings here? Can you see foldings? So each foldings, okay. Similarly, this one also. Each folding means each polypeptide chain are lying side by side. They are bounded by what? Hydrogen bonding. Okay. So now, this is what regarding the secondary structure of protein. Now next is tertiary structure. Tertiary structure of protein. Okay students, that is what regarding the secondary structure of protein. What is the secondary structure of protein referred as? The secondary structure of protein describes the shape of the protein in which a long polypeptide chain exists. It exists in two shapes. One is alpha helix shape and beta pleated shape. And both the shapes are stabilized by hydrogen bonding. Both the shapes are stabilized by what? Hydrogen bonding between NH and carbonyl of two different amino acids. Okay, now tertiary structure. Tertiary structure of amino acid. Tertiary structure of protein. Tertiary structure of proteins. Now what the tertiary structure of protein describes? See, tertiary structure of protein describes the final three-dimensional structure of protein. It describes a final three-dimensional structure of the protein. A final three-dimensional structure of the protein which is obtained when the secondary structure of protein helix undergo excess of coiling or excess of bending or twisting. It undergo excess of coiling or twisting or bending. It gives rise to a three-dimensional shapes, a three-dimensional structure. What are those three-dimensional structure means? It also gives rise to two shapes. One is a fibrous structure, another is globular structure. That is what the tertiary structure of protein refers. It describes the final three-dimensional structure The final three-dimensional structure of the protein. Final three-dimensional structure of the protein, which is obtained otherwise, which is the result of an excess folding or twisting or bending of secondary structure of protein helix. Secondary structure of protein helix is called tertiary structure of protein. Means when secondary structure undergoes excess of coiling, or bending or twisting, it gives rise to a three-dimensional structure of protein, that is called tertiary structure of protein, and it is stabilized by tertiary structure is stabilized by how the secondary structure is stabilized? Secondary structure is stabilized by hydrogen bonding. Primary structure is stabilized by peptide bonds. The tertiary structure is stabilized by hydrogen bonding, disulfide bonding, ionic bonding, van der Waals force, and covalent bonding. Van der Waals force and covalent bonding. Okay, so this is what about the tertiary structure of protein. Okay, and the next, quaternary structure of protein. What this quaternary structure of protein referred as? See, the quaternary structure of protein is referred as, it describes the spatial arrangement of the subunits. Quaternary structure of protein describes the spatial arrangement of the subunits to each other. It describes the spatial arrangement of the subunits of a proteins to each other. Okay, now the question is, sir, what is the meaning of subunit? Yes, subunit means some proteins are made up of more than 2 or more polypeptide chains. Subunit referred as 2 or more polypeptide chains. Okay, some proteins are made up of 2 or more polypeptide chains. Okay, the spatial arrangement of 2 or more polypeptide chains to each other, with each other is referred as quaternary structure of protein. Okay, and it is also stabilized by all the bonds which are present in tertiary structure. Whatever the bondings stabilized by the tertiary structure, same bond is also responsible for stabilization of what? Quaternary structure of protein. And students, this is what regarding the structure of protein, what we come across in 4 levels. First level, it describes the sequence of the amino acid in a protein. Second, it describes the shape of the protein in which a long polypeptide chain exists. Third one, it describes the three-dimensional structure of the protein, which is obtained by the excess folding or twisting or bending of what? A secondary structure of protein helix. And quaternary structure referred as the spatial arrangement of the subunits to each other with respect to each other is called quaternary structure of proteins. Primary structure is stabilized by peptide bond, secondary structure is stabilized by hydrogen bonding, tertiary structure is stabilized by hydrogen bonding, disulfide bond, ionic bond, van der Waals force, okay, and also covalent bond. Whereas quaternary structure is same forces are responsible but are present in tertiary structure. Yes, students, briefly you can refer these structures here: primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure, and quaternary structure of proteins. Primary structure, that is a sequence of amino acid. Simply you can show like this, okay. Whereas secondary structure, two shapes, alpha helix and beta pleated. Just you can refer like this: alpha helix, beta pleated. Tertiary structure, that is excess folding of what secondary structure, it leads to what tertiary structure. You can show tertiary structure protein roughly like this. This is the quaternary structure, which is made up of what? Two or more polypeptide chains. Look at here. This is a polypeptide chain 1. This is a polypeptide chain 2. This is a polypeptide chain 3, and this is a polypeptide chain 4. This is a polypeptide chain 4. So 4 polypeptide chains are arranged each other. This spatial arrangement of what? Polypeptide chains with respect to proteins is called quaternary structure of protein. So this is what about a structure of proteins. So hence students, remaining concept, that is properties of protein. In that we will study regarding denaturation of protein, followed by biological importance of protein, and then next enzymes and hormones. So remaining that we study in the next video class. Okay, fine. Thank you. Take care.